Hey guys, it's Erika, and as you can see here, I have a whole bunch of water propagations that I need to get potted up. I just want them to be ready to grow their roots, get a little bigger, and just get adjusted in their soil for springtime. And also, I want to clear up my window space to have some more propagations. We gotta switch them out. And this isn't even all of my propagations that I have going. I have a lot more. But I'm not ready to pot those ones up yet, so we're just gonna go with these. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, you should definitely subscribe and like the video if you enjoy it. I never really say that. I don't know why. It feels weird to say, but yeah, you should. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and I will so appreciate it. Okay, here we go. First, before we get started, I just want to show you this little propagation I have. This is a begonia. I'm not sure what kind of begonia it is, but look how tiny that is. I had a begonia and then it got powdery mildew, so I took a leaf that fell off and I put it in water and it actually rooted, and the leaf that I originally put in here died, but this new little plant has a lot of leaves sprouted and I have to wait to pot it because that is just so tiny. Can you see how tiny it is? But yeah, I thought that was really cool. I'm so happy that I have a little plant because I really like that begonia, and then it just got powdery mildew. Speaking of, I have a begonia here that I want to pot. You can see this jar is just absolutely filled with roots. So I want to pot this begonia. Oh my gosh. How? This is definitely the biggest problem with putting different kinds of plants into one propagation thing because I have no idea how I'm gonna separate these. Oh my gosh. So I finally separated the plants, and you can see here that these roots are pretty insane. And I'm really happy to finally be getting it potted up. These are pretty insane too. Oh my gosh. They've been in there for a really long time. I don't know how long, but definitely too long. So I guess these are the smallest size pots that I have, which are pretty big. They're bigger than I would like, but that's what I got, so that's what I'm gonna use. And I have my soil mix here. This is the soil mix that I make. So I'm gonna be using this for the begonia because begonias, they like to be well draining, but they do like water. So I'm gonna give them good draining soil and then a clay pot or terracotta, which might end up being a mistake because I'm an underwaterer. I don't want the soil to dry up too quickly. I want it to retain some moisture so that I don't kill it by underwatering it. This looks so sad. Oh, I don't even think I told you what begonia this is. So I had a really beautiful begonia. I don't remember the name right now, but I found it when I was doing a nursery tour, and it was so pretty, and then it got powdery mildew and I only was able to save like one stem, and this is this is the one stem, but I love it so much. Even though it just looks like a little stick, it has my heart. I'm so sad that the plant, like, it was gorgeous. It was so pretty. I'm gonna have footage on there so you can see how pretty it was, but I'm really sad that it's gone. But at least I have this little stick to remind me of it, and hopefully it will grow and do well because its roots were really tangly and there is no way that I was going to be able to untangle that, so hopefully it can do well in here. Next, I'm going to do a Hoya. So I'm going to switch up this mixture. I have a lot chunkier mixture right here I'm going to use for the Hoya, but I'm going to try and avoid, because I have really big chunks of orchid bark. Yeah, I have really big chunks of orchid bark in there because I ran out of small chunks, and I really regret putting in the big chunks because they're way too big for small plants. But we're going to use it anyway, and I'm going to pot this Hoya that I have. I took cuttings of a Hoya that I won in an Instagram thing like a while ago, and I wanted to take cuttings in case that I couldn't take care of the Hoya, and they all grew I have some more cuttings over here. These were just my, you know, second chance opportunity in case I killed the Hoya. I didn't kill it though, so I'm just gonna have 2 little Hoyas now. I guess I'm gonna use the other small pot that I have. It's called a Hoya, I don't actually remember, DS70 or something like that. It's a really cool Hoya. It has like fuzzy-ish leaves, and I love that. So I'm really happy to have it. I'm really glad that I won. Won the giveaway, because I don't think I would have ever found it in store or would have seen it online. Stand. Ugh. That just fell all over my laptop. I need to get a camera stand where I can like film from above. I really like potting things when I'm sitting on the floor, but that'd be really hard to film, so. Well, I am sitting on the floor, but I like my pot to be on the floor too. So I've been avoiding the big chunks of orchid bark as much as possible. It's looking a little crazy potted up. It'll settle. It'll settle in, you know. I'm gonna water everything too, by the way, at the end of this video. I'm just gonna do it all together because I'm probably gonna have, I don't want to keep going, you know, like back and forth to water these plants. There we go. It's cute. Oh, I think I'm gonna pot up this Variegated Maranta. I took a cutting of this Variegated Maranta because the variegation doesn't really do well under grow lights. It kind of turns yellowish, so I wanted to keep one that would stay white, and I've kept it in a north facing window, so it's doing okay. It has a couple of dead leaves, but we're gonna trim those off once this is potted. And the root system on this thing is insane. It's definitely ready to be potted. I could have potted it, wow, probably a long time ago, because this is crazy. This is a lot of roots. It actually has like a little stem growing off the base there, but I think I'm gonna bury that part pretty deep. And oh, I was thinking of putting it in this pot. This is a glazed clay pot, and Marantas like a lot of moisture, so this will help the soil from getting dried out too quickly. It's also kind of tallish, which will be great for these really insane roots. So I'm gonna use this soil. This is the same soil I use for the begonia, and this is just the soil mixture that I make. Oh, that's too much. I forgot that it has really crazy roots. It still has the selling label on it. I buy almost all of my plants from like thrift stores. This one was from Goodwill for $1.99, and it came with a really cute tray. How cute is that? These both came together. So yeah, I really love it. This is a great find. And I think the Maranta would look really pretty in here. Honestly, the Skindapsus would look so pretty in here, because it kind of matches the leaves. Oh my gosh. Okay, the Maranta looks really good in here too. I feel like plants mostly look good in white pots and terracotta pots. Like, if you want a good looking plant, you just gotta put it in a pot like that. Oh wow, it kind of has a lot of growth. Well, sorry growth. Oh no, the soil is still too much. These roots are so long. I really shouldn't have waited so long to pot it up. Wow, and it's not even bendy. The growth isn't even bendy because there's like, the stem goes all the way down until here. So it's growing off of like the roots are growing off of like 2 nodes. I think this looks really funny to me because it's all facing one side. I'm gonna have to rotate this plant so it can kind of even out with its surroundings, because it looks really funny like this, in my opinion. I don't really like how this looks, But yeah, it's gonna retain the water pretty well. I'm gonna remove the dead leaves. On Marantas, sometimes I struggle to remove the dead leaves because they'll kind of start like stripping the stem of the plant, so I like to do it with shears. That one came off pretty easily, but this one that's going yellow, yeah, that one looks like it's gonna strip. Cut that off. And it's gonna be on its way to being beautiful in no time. And I really hope that it kind of like branches out a little bit, because it's just like one big stick. Oh my gosh, it's so tall. It's so tall for a Maranta. Okay, we got three plants down. Lots more to go. The one that I'm kind of the most worried about, not because it's difficult, but okay, maybe because it's difficult, is the Skindapsus, because there are so many cuttings of it. I'm gonna have to kind of arrange them and hold them in the arrangement that I want them as I fill it with soil. So that's the rough part. But let me grab some more soil here, and I'm going to mix some of this crazy chunky mix in. I'm again gonna avoid the orchid bark as much as possible. It was a mistake, I regret it. But I want to use this soil, like I don't want to waste it. So I'm trying to make the best of it. And I'm gonna end up with a lot of orchid bark by the end of it. Looking pretty good. And this is the pot size I've decided on because there's a lot of cuttings and I want them all to fit. And I think some of their roots are pretty long. Some of them aren't like super long, but we're gonna put them all together anyways. So let me just move these from the water. Okay, yeah. There you go. And I bought this vase specifically to put cuttings in from Goodwill, of course, because it's not clear. The roots kind of grow faster when there's not sunlight hitting them, and also it kind of grows less algae because algae grows when there's sunlight. So I really don't like algae. There's more cuttings over here. Oh, these are baby roots. Put those in. And right, this is not the arrangement. I'm just putting it in here so I can have everything gathered and see what's going on. And I think this is the last. Oh, there's two in here. We go. Okay, this is kind of a lot. This is why this is the most difficult. This is the most difficult thing for me to pot right now because there's so many pieces. But I really want to keep them all together. I feel like it's gonna be such a full and gorgeous plant after. So let me try and arrange this. Now, how I like to arrange these plants is I'll kind of like lay them over the edge, and then I'll add in centerpieces later on because I feel like that's the easiest way. And usually the plants that I tend to put in the center are the ones like this, single leaf plants, and they have some new leaves about to pop out. And I like to put those in the center because it's just easier. Their roots are usually shorter. And then, like I said, usually when I'm like repotting or something, I'll be sitting on the floor and I will have like the plant on the floor also, and it's just so easy and super fun like that. And you can just get everything dirty and it's all good because you can just sweep it up after. I think for this one I'm gonna have to take it to the floor. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to film that though. This table is shorter than the one that I was using, so maybe I'll be able to do it like this. Okay, this is a lot better. I can see a lot better now. I think I put too much soil at the bottom. So This is how it's looking so far. I don't think you can see very well, but it's kind of looking a little bit ugly, but that's okay. Because as I pour, the main thing is that I want to get these really long roots as deep into the pot as possible. Because this pot is not as deep as these roots are long. But I don't want to put them in a bigger pot than this. I'm not as worried about like how nice the plant is gonna look because it still has a lot, like it's gonna fill out a lot more than it is right now. There's a lot of single leaves in here that are already starting to pop up like their second leaves. This is how it looks. I know it looks so crazy and there's like empty spots here, but I'm telling you that the leaves in here are gonna put out new leaves and it's gonna look more full. I got all the roots under and the leaves are pretty secure in here. I'm happy with it. It's gonna look great. Next, I think I want to do these string of dolphins. And as you can see, I've ran out of containers to hold my propagations, so that's how many propagations I have. But I have it in this really big container because they have really thin roots that get tangled very easily like the begonia roots did. So I put them in here. This isn't like a large amount of cuttings. There's like 3 or 4 cuttings in there. This isn't a large amount of cuttings either. You can see it's kind of bare at the top. This only is 4 cuttings, I think, as well, 4 or 5. I was thinking to kind of combine these, but I have a pot here for the string of dolphins if I end up potting them separately, but I was thinking about combining them because I think it would be like a fuller, cuter plant. And these I potted up recently. I don't know how recent it was, but yeah, I think that's a good idea. I'm gonna put this soil back so that I don't mix their soils because I want to use the soil that it's in right now since that seems to be doing really well for it. Like, this plant is growing a lot. It's doing great. I think all of these are rooted. Like I said, they have really thin, easily tangled, like roots that get easily tangled. So I am going to try and separate them without getting them super tangled. This is how it's looking so far. It's a lot more full, but it's not like the fullest, but that's okay. I'm still happy with how it looks like that. Okay, this is the final result. I feel like the roots are all covered and I think it looks pretty good. These are narrow form adansonii, which is my favorite adansonii. So I took a bunch of cuttings from the plant that I got because I want more plants of it. I stole this pot from my new anthurium. I didn't have it potted in here, but I had its little nursery pot in here and it looks so cute. But I really love this pot. Like, I love the color and I love how it has like this white kind of looking worn down. So why not put a really nice plant inside that I love? Now let's take a look at these roots. I'm not sure how many cuttings are in here. Oh gosh. It's in the shape of a vase. It's like it's still inside the vase. This is why we don't let our plants root for too long. I really don't want to damage the roots, and plants do not like it when you're touching their roots like this. From my experience, like, they just don't like it. Alright, I finally did it. I finally untangled it. There are 5 pieces in total with a lot of roots, and now the roots have dirt on it, so it's kind of muddy right now. And I'm gonna put them in this tiny pot. I think it'll look good. I just want them to get used to being in soil. We don't gotta have them in their like perfect pot of all time yet, right? I feel like this would be cool to have staked. I have this the stick from my plant farm unboxing. So maybe I'm just gonna put it here just for funsies. I'm not really gonna tie anything or go crazy. I'm just gonna put it here for fun and see what happens. I think I will end up helping it grow up the stake, even though the stake is so tiny. This pot is so tiny too, so here we go. I feel like I put the stake in the wrong spot. There we go. I hope I didn't damage any roots doing that. The trouble with this one is that it had roots coming from higher up nodes on some parts and then lower nodes on other parts. So it was kind of, I didn't really get like all of the roots under the soil, but hopefully they just get accustomed to being in air and kind of function as aerial roots. That's the best situation I could hope for, but otherwise it still has roots on the lower down node as well. So if worst comes to worst, those roots will die and we'll still have the lower roots anyways, so it'll be fine. But next, what I'm gonna pot, I have 2 deliciosa cuttings right here, and look at this. This is the same thing as the adansonii, but the thing is that the deliciosa cuttings are from when I tried to do semi-hydroponics and it didn't work and the whole plant died, but I took a cutting of the leaves and they actually rooted even though the leaves look so incredibly sad. So here are the roots, which I'm so proud of because I didn't think any of that plant would be saved, and they have quite a few leaves growing. They're really tiny leaves, but they are leaves regardless, so I'm very happy. And I want to pop these up, and I don't really care about these leaves because they're too long and not really helpful, but we're gonna keep them on anyways. Okay, so since I don't want this to be a permanent thing at all, just to keep the plant from, you know, just let it be able to grip onto the soil so that it won't be falling over all the time, I think I'm just gonna add in this chopstick. This is definitely not supposed to be permanent, so it's fine if it looks all crazy. I couldn't find my tomato string, so I used hemp string, and I just wanted to make it so the base is like straight. Both bases are straight. I don't really care how these leaves are flopping around looking, because this is such a hideous setup. This plastic chopstick, this hemp string, these flopping leaves, it's not a good look, but in 30 years this plant is gonna look beautiful, it's gonna be huge, and it's all gonna be worth it. It's all gonna be worth it in the end. So we'll just take the L right now. So lastly, I want to pot up these peperomias. This is a Peperomia glabella, and I saved these cuttings before I killed the plant. This is why I take cuttings, because in case the plant doesn't make it, I'm still gonna have a piece of that plant, and it's not like the plant is completely gone. I still have, you know, a plant. And this has grown so much while being in this water. So I feel like it's finally time. It's finally time to put it in soil. This is like the smallest pot. I feel like it's a good size. Again, it's from Goodwill. And these stickers are so annoying to take off, so I'm over it. Like, every pot has a sticker and I'm tired of it. I think though that I've gotten like a lot better with peperomias. I have a Rana Verde. Well, I have 2 caparados, okay? I have a Rana Verde and a Frost, and they're doing really well. They're putting out new leaves like crazy, so I feel like maybe I'm good at taking care of peperomias now. Maybe I'm like the best peperomia caretaker of all time. I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, I really think that I've gotten better at it. Those plants look so good, and they make me so proud every time I look at them, because I'm like, I used to suck at taking care of peperomias, and look at you guys are thriving. I'm really proud of that. And then also watermelon peperomias have also been like, I had trouble with them, but after I killed my big one, I have taken good care of watermelon peperomias. I have so many propagations of them. They're just like the easiest peperomia for me. Oh, and I also revived my Peperomia postrata. Wow, I am getting good at caring for peperomias. Life mission achieved. Why is this so hard to pot? Okay, we're bringing back the small table for this one also. Well, I'll add some soil if it needs it after I water it. I can't wait to see it grow though. Okay. I think that's all I'm gonna pot for today. I was gonna pot this spider plant, but I didn't really find anything to put it in for now. So I'm just gonna wait on that. I'm gonna clean up, come back. Okay guys, so I watered all of the plants. They've all drained and everything. If there were some roots sticking out, I kind of put a little bit of soil on top of those. But for the most part, these plants look so good. They look so good. I love them. Except for like the reason that I was doing this was to create more space, but these pots definitely take up way more space. I'm probably gonna put a lot of these plants outside for the spring and summer. Some of them might just end up living outside, but I think they look so good. I love them. I love having terracotta pots. I'm gonna probably like make all my shelf terracotta pots so that it kind of looks more put together. Someone recommended that I do that, and I completely agree. They said it a long time ago, but I'm just really lazy, and I'm gonna have more repotting videos. Oh my gosh, I have a lot of plants that I need to repot, put them in bigger pots. So I'm gonna have videos of that. Let me know how you feel about that, because I really love potting plants and repotting them. It's one of my favorite things about owning houseplants. Yeah, here are all my plants. I'm going to show you guys a close-up because I feel like you can't really admire them from here. But if you watch this far, I have no idea how long this video is, but I feel like it's going to be a long one. Let me know if you like longer videos or shorter videos. I personally like longer videos, so I feel like I'll just make them long. I don't know. Okay. Anyways, if you watched this far, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!